Carrot. It's a healthy food that many people don't know how to make it tasty. I'm going to make a classic Japanese dish that I have improved on, carrot rice. It's one of my favorite dishes, and when done well, it can turn people who don't like carrots into fans. As a fair warning, like all my dishes, I always try to create the best tasting dishes and not the simplest one to make. And first, let's talk about the ingredients. Of course, carrots are the main ingredient. A small bowl of rice usually paired with one medium-sized carrot. And the main part of the flavoring will come from the Japanese dried fish and the Khumbu seaweed. If you don't have dried fish, you can replace with dried shrimp or even meat. If you like to keep it vegetarian, you can use the dried shiitake mushroom. For some additional taste and color, I will add some seaweed salad. And then you will need some rice. Short grain rice or sushi rice will be the best for this dish. Next are the sauces. You will need some soy sauce and salt, rice wine or mirin, and some cooking oil. And sesame seed is optional. If your family members has different salt level taste, you can always buy a shinchimi bottle from the Japanese market, and it will add great flavor to any kind of rice dish. To make this dish, you will need to cook the rice, make a fish kombu broth, and stir fry the carrots separately, and then combine all of them together at the end. First, cook the rice together with the khumbu in a rice cooker. While the rice is cooking, let's prepare the broth. First, wash the dry fish. After draining, add some rice wine and soak for 15 minutes or longer. Then remove the head and the innards, like how my friend and I are doing here. And make sure you hold the head and pull from the stomach side. And the leftover soaking liquid can be used later for flavoring. And the rice is ready now. Let's take the khumbu out and slice it. Now add the soaked fish and the khumbu slice into a small pot. Then add the leftover soaking liquid and 1 more cup of water. Then bring it to boil and let it simmer for 15 minutes. While the broth is simmering, let's prepare the seaweed salad and the carrot. Soak the dried seaweed salad in the cold water for about 10 minutes. Clean the carrot and remove the skin. You can use a shredder to make it easier, but I'm using a slicer here and cut it manually. Cut it into small strips will make it better texture for taste. And if you do use a shredder here, your carrot cooking time will be faster than mine. Now the seaweed salad is done, and you can pull the water out and save it again for later use. Now it's the time for stir fry. Adding the oil into a flat pan or a wok, and adding all the carrots and stir fry for about 5 minutes. I'm using 8 carrots here for 8 small bowls of rice. If you are cooking less, or if you use the shredder instead of cutting, then you will be cooking faster than I do. You can tell when they are done when few of them turn slightly brown. At this point, adding the rice wine and the soy sauce. I'm adding the sauces from the sides because this is a trick to keep the wok hotter, and stir fry briefly and mix the ingredients evenly. Then add the seaweed salad water we saved and some more water. Adding the fish broth and put on the lid and simmer for 5 minutes. Then add the seaweed salad, green onion, and stir briefly before turning the heat off. When the heat is turned off, it's finally time to mix in the hot rice. Mix them well and give a taste. If you need some salt or sesame seed, you can add them in now. And mix them well and you're done. And you can serve this carrot rice together with the shinchimi spice if you have them, and it tastes so good. And I hope you and your loved ones will all like it.